WWF representing Palace, so let's tell you about Palace. Rolling straight to the ceiling, crowns and crystals, top flight journeys, dishing out malice. Hold up, South London's grandest, far from bandits. Anything earned for a goal of elevation, just passing the team over here might finish out. Bright future we can't vanish. SE25 any day, that's sellers. Rev up the engines, no more reverse reactions. Fan cams, bands on stream. Share up the team, support the dream team when eagles fly, make noise and scheme. Dare to dream or dream to dare, taking a step to become supreme.
I guess we should just play Manchester United every week.
Every week.
Good evening, guys. Good evening. I'm still over the moon. I'm over the moon at our performance, our attitude, our application. Granted, it was tough at times, but it was a very comfortable, well-deserved win. Manchester United 0, Crystal Palace 2. Here with JC. How's it going?
Yeah, man, I'm good. Didn't expect the result after the first half. I can't lie to you, but second half FC strikes again. I'm good.
7.
3 points again. 3 points again. Absolutely fantastic, wasn't it? I mean, they say so. The first half was a very average game, but what a second half performance! Everybody, to a man, put such a performance in. So happy.
And we've got JC's twin, JC.
Oh yeah, I haven't changed it, have I? Oh yeah. I am misinformation man though. All good. I mean, obviously it's a fantastic result. We are back in our rightful place in 12th.
Yeah.
And
7 points off 8th.
7 points off 8th.
Also, 11 points off Man City. Normally we're about 40 behind them by now.
Maybe we'll catch them. Who knows? But also as well, it's our 4th game in a row that we've kept a clean sheet against Man United, and our 4th that we've been unbeaten against them as well. 3 wins and a draw.
7-0 aggregate as well. And
still, one of my favourite Palace stats is that Roy was unbeaten in Manchester in his 3 full seasons at Palace.
There is something about Manchester and Old Trafford, especially, that we love. Let's start off with the first 10 minutes. I mean, let's even start off with Manchester United's starting lineup, because that was a curveball. The team came out and thinking, wait, they're playing false nine, but who's playing there? And it turned out to be Kobbie Mainoo. Now, granted, that first 10 minutes, I'm like, rah, this is actually working. I think Mainoo was dropping off into pockets, Garnacho and Ahmad making runs, and we just couldn't handle it. We couldn't handle them. JC, what was the biggest issue in that 10 minutes? And how do you rectify that, obviously, going forward?
I think our centre-backs had no idea what to do with it. I think that's what the main problem was, because when Mainoo was, standing next to Lacroix, and then he'd literally run about 20 feet away from Lacroix to go pick up the ball, and then they'd start building up the play from there. And then Lacroix sort of in a weird situation where, does he follow him all the way back into the midfield? Does he stay where he is and leave Mainoo to just run the play as he wishes? Does he stay in a back line? Does he go halfway? I think Lacroix just took a little bit of time to really adjust and understand what he's meant to do. And during that whole time, there was a lot of looking towards the sideline, looking towards guidance from GLASNER. And I do think that GLASNER said, no, you have to push up, because at some points in that half against Manchester United, even though we didn't have much of the ball, every single one of our players, other than the goalkeeper, was in their half. So GLASNER said, no, you've got to push up. And every time Mainoo dropped, literally Lacroix, Mark, Richards, they just followed him straight into the midfield, and instantly Mainoo was out of the game, and you didn't really notice him. I think the most notable thing Mainoo did was he had that deflected shot that hit the post, which was a great deflection, which was a great block by Lacroix, by the way. But ever since then, when they started following him into the midfield so he couldn't build up the play, you couldn't even notice Kobbie Mainoo even on the pitch.
Yeah, Chairman, I mean, that first 10 minutes or so, I think Manchester United had about 4 or 5 corners, maybe more. So they were, I wouldn't say we were under like under the cosh, because I don't think they didn't have a shot on target. That's what I mean. But do you feel like we rode our luck, or was it like very good defending? Because we just couldn't get out at the time.
No, I think so. I think it's a little bit of everything. I think he needed a bit of luck, obviously. As is, the one that hit the post, obviously, we had a bit of luck at the post. But generally, I think our defence is so strong now, especially away from home. You got to turn around and say, what did Henderson do? I mean, he had the point blank shot from Fernandes in the second half, and obviously there was one good shot in the second half we saved with his legs. But in the first half, I don't think he actually made a save, did he? He caught very well. I think the defence is brilliant. They're marking their players, they're staying with them, and they're getting to the head first. So, no, I don't think we rode our luck at all. I don't think the keeper was really that troubled. And he said it himself after the game. He said, "I had an easy afternoon. They defended one in front of me." But I mean, yeah, we were. I don't think we knew what to do the first 10 minutes, wasn't it? And then once he's got it sort of sorted out, I think there was one incident I said to JC when Mark was like, he followed someone right over into their box when he's supposed to be defending, and I said, "What's he doing?" And he said, "Well, obviously he's marking the false nine." But apart from that, no, I don't think we rode our luck. You expect when you go to Man United, they're gonna get into us, but you just got to ride the first 15, 20 minutes, which is what we did, and we came out after that, and I thought we looked quite confident, quite comfortable.
Dan, before we analyse the better side of our half, because I think after the first 10, 15 minutes, I think we actually controlled the game. How can we somehow replicate our away form at home? Because I think we just draw too many games at home.
I mean, I think, I guess part of the problem, problem or whatever is the situation, I guess. I think the way GLASNER is that he's made us very difficult to beat. And I think the games that we are winning, we are taking our chances. And I think the games that we're not winning, I think we're not taking our chances. How does he fix that? I'm not really too sure, to be honest, besides, obviously having reinforcements. I mean, I don't know. It's a difficult one because I think as well, perhaps the way we play kind of suits us away from home. Kind of like, I guess, how he's seen in the past. I think sometimes our away form has been better than our home form. Like, because obviously we look at the moment, because of the players that we got, we do like to hit players on the break. Like we saw it with Sarr today. Like Sarr was excellent today. And when you're playing away from home, the impetus is on the home team to try and go at you a bit more. And then that leaves in a lot of space then behind. Whereas obviously when you're at home, teams will tend to sit back a little bit, like Southampton, for example. I feel like they probably sat back a bit more than say United would today. So therefore, we're able to kind of exploit that a bit more. But yeah, I think I would say, yeah, it's just a mixture of taking our chances and also the impetus being on the home teams to kind of go at it a bit more. And obviously as well, actually, just to kind of go on from that for us, like I think because of, again, the players that we got, I think we really struggle to break down low blocks. So if we are playing a team at home, that's why I always think we always struggle against Brentford, because Brentford are a low block team who then try and hit people on the counter. And I think, we struggle, well, most teams struggle, but we especially struggle with low blocks because we don't really have that width. And because we have been missing, say, a Wharton who's had those really intricate line-breaking passes, I think we've just been, unlike the end of last season where we kind of did have that, where we had that a bit more, and we had, say, like an Elise who could score a goal out of nothing, we don't have that anymore. So therefore, against a low block, we struggle. And if we're playing at home, we're probably going to be playing against a low block than we are whether we're away.
That makes sense. I just hope we can pick up some more points at home, because we'll be flying if that was the case. Just before JC takes us through some comments, normally we don't have our match reaction the day of the game, but we do have the transfer deadline day stream tomorrow, so we didn't want to have two streams on the same evening. And plus, we wanted to take advantage of the fact that it's been a great day of football. A great weekend of football, actually, because we forgot yesterday that a certain team got battered 7-0.
I mean, that's just embarrassing, isn't it? That is just embarrassing. Like, Imagine you got your German PE teacher in that, your stats have found out that he's maybe, you probably got a similarity index. And they thought, we think we're this team that can just get any manager from, the obscure places to come in and take us into Europe. No, that's not happening. It's not happening.
Mm-hmm.
And you can take his wig and he can go somewhere.
United fans have turned on him as well. That's funny.
I mean, oh man, I saw some people talking about it on Twitter, and they said that football is reviving itself because you got Forest that's proper football, and then you got them absolutely smashing Brighton that are woke football. They said football is back. We are back. And I said woke football is the perfect way to describe Brighton right now.
Also, shout out to Lewis Dunk, who is now joint second in the all-time Premier League own goals table.
What a player!
Well done, Dunky.
7, 8, can't remember. 7.
Yeah. 7. He's two behind
he's
Richard Dunn.
That's right.
He's made a career of scoring own goals, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that was a pathetic own goal, though, wasn't it? It really was.
It's a good finish.
It was.
Fly through some comments.
I'm gonna say this now. Yeah, this is the first time we've gone on stream, and there were 20 comments before we even went live. So big up all of you people. But I'm just gonna see a name. I'm gonna big up the name, and we're gonna move on. So I'm sorry if you mind asking us questions, but big up Animal, big up Damo. Keep going. Big up Durfez. Big up Tim. I know you're saying something about Chris Richards, but we will speak about him a little bit more. Big up the dog. Big up Pat. Big up Ollie. Big up Alan. Big up Lord Everything Trains. Big up Truth. Big up Simon. Big up Tiddles. Big up Millsy. And finally, big up Matthew. And big up Mitch.
Right. So let's talk about the next 35 minutes up until halftime, in which, for me personally, I thought we controlled the game. I don't think Manchester United were a threat anymore. I think we figured out the whole Manu situation, which made him drop deeper and deeper and deeper to pick up the ball. I think the biggest issue going forward was that our two number 10s couldn't control a football. It was very annoying. Sarr and Kamada, they kind of struggled. But one thing I will say, both of them did very well. They were very good defensively, like blocking, like passing lanes and getting into defensive shape. So, but it was just so annoying that we were getting into decent positions and their first touch, or like Mitchell's passing wasn't good. Richards, it just all looked so, and we were in such good positions. Chairman, like, is that how you saw it? Or was it just like how did you see that the rest of the first half? Sorry.
No, I think absolutely spot on. I think that was a problem. We were giving the ball up a bit too easily, and then winning it back very easily, and just giving it away again. I mean, what I should say is that I thought, first of all, I would say that I thought Mitchell and especially Richards were phenomenal. They were Richards' best game in a padded shirt by a country mile today. It was absolutely fantastic. But again, the passing out the back is a bit woeful, isn't it? And the same as Mitchell. But that's what I thought. I didn't think we did too badly. I just thought we gave the ball away very cheaply, which we really didn't do in the second half at all. I mean, it was just like, there was a couple of Kamada passes that was only like 10 feet, and he passed it behind him, or he passed it too fast, that sort of thing. It was just ball retention. It's like with when you play the bigger sides, that when you've got the ball, you've got to be a bit safe with it. You can't just give it away again. It takes ages to get it back, and that's what we did in the first half. But the second half, I'm sure Glasner said to them about it, and our ball retention was so much better second half. But saying that, we could easily score 2 goals in the first half. Munoz's header, and I think it was
actually 3 because Lerma gave the pass to Mateta.
That's right,
I think it was Mateta who gave the ball to Kamada, who miscontrolled it. Otherwise, he could have had a shot. Like we actually made some decent chances.
I think the one where Kamada went through, he was offside when you watched it back. But definitely 2 chances that we could have scored from. I think Munoz had 2, didn't he, as well? He had the one header, and I think he had another one where the ball fell and he just blasted it over the bar.
There was another one, I think, but I can't remember when it
No,
was.
the two I can remember was Munoz's header and when Mateta was through and he sort of scooped it over the. It was absolutely the right finish, but he just scooped it past the post. You know, and
the keeper saved it, but the referee didn't see it, and they gave a goal kick.
Yeah, he definitely got hands to it. But as you said, you know, we gave the ball away a lot, but when we did get full, we looked so dangerous, and I think we made their defence look very shaky throughout the whole game. So no, it was a bit. It was a poor game from both sides in the first half, but you could see us once we settled into it. I thought, we, as you said, I thought we controlled it. Just gave the ball away too much first half, personally.
Yeah, I think one person that really epitomizes just having a bit of control in that first half was Will Hughes. His one-touch passing, it just made it look so easy, you know. And I think he had a very good. I think he had a very good game all round, and. You know, as much as Lerma's passing can be shocking as well, I think he was brilliant today as well. I think him and Hughes formed a really good partnership, which nullified like Bruno Fernandes was just having to spam like crosses all over the place. I do like Ugarte though. I thought he was good for them. I think he played very well for them. But yeah, I mean, but second half, my goodness me. They came out the traps. But once again, we mirrored whoever the first like 5 minutes or so, then we were in total control. And an observation I made was like Saar kind of did what he did against, who was it? Chelsea. He dropped deeper second half to pick up the ball. And just time after time, he was just running and running and running. And it just created more space for Mateta, more space for Munoz. And we just looked a lot more comfortable. JC, run us through like what the difference from the first half to the second half.
I think for me the main difference was actually in how Man United set up, because I think in the second half they really thought I think Amorim saw that Maino dropping deeper and deeper wasn't working. So what he tried to do is he tried to make Maino play more up front, like as a traditional number 9, but that's just even more stupid in my opinion, because Kobe Maino's nowhere near a striker, is he? And basically Maxence Lacroix just manhandled him really all game, and he didn't have any luck in like with what was happening. But what we were doing was we were allowing them to have the wider spaces, and we were just packing out the middle, which actually worked in our favour because Maino up front. There were multiple times where they got down the byline, they crossed the ball in, the ball went all the way across the face of goal, but because they don't have a striker there's no one there to tap it in. So we were very comfortable allowing them to go down the wing, but just packing out the middle so that no one got through. So by doing that, when the ball comes up our end, and then when we go down the other side, I think it mainly happened with Saar, but when I think the left back was Dallo, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Whenever he came up to go and put that ball in, when the ball went back out to Saar on that wing, he was 1-on-1 with Martinez, and put it this way, he gave Martinez such a hard time just running at him, and Martinez
that was a good battle, by the way.
And Martinez, every single time Saar went to run at him with pace, Martinez was going full pelt all game, so much that he actually done himself because he was just trying to keep up with Saar. Like that's how fast Saar is. Just his pace is just such a weapon, and the fact that he was able to just run pretty much the whole length of the pitch, 1-on-1, without him making a challenge. Because if he made a challenge, Saar could just run off past him as well. But I think that if there's one person we have to talk about running the length of the pitch, it's got to be Mateta. I don't know about you, but I wish he shot and didn't pass. I really wish he did, because yes,
that was
get
crazy.
that far, and that's an amazing run, like incredible.
You saw him tiring.
I know that, and probably passing was the right thing to do for the team, but obviously the pass was awful. He hit the man in front of him, but for me, if you're a striker and you've done that, and that's something you just don't do, if you've made that chance for yourself, you have to smash it and just see what happens. Because if it goes in, that's the best goal of his career. But amazing.
Absolutely. And I think we just had willing runners throughout the game. Like Daniel, every time I speak to people about Daniel Mills, I say, prepare to see him in your penalty area, whether trying to assist or shoot. And he's always there. He's always in the opposition box. Another factor is Oliver Glasner. His substitutions were spot on at the right time to just maintain control of the game. I mean, I didn't expect to see Wharton at all, to be honest. So that was a surprise. I thought once we'll win, I thought he's probably just going to just let him sit on the bench, but he obviously brought him on.
It felt a little bit. It felt very similar to the Man City away game where we were 1-0 up and he brought on forward-thinking players, and then we go and get the second. It felt very similar to that.
Absolutely. So, Dan, what's your thoughts on Ebbs' performance? Considering we didn't expect him to play at all.
Well, obviously, I think he came on. And I think he did very well. I mean, obviously, he put in the ball for Lacroix. Then that obviously he hit the crossbar, and then it dropped to Mateta. Yeah, I think he had a good game. I do think, and also just because I've seen Animals comment as well, I do think that left-hand side attacking mid, whoever it is, seems to suffer. I think because of the fact that we don't really have a proper attacking left wing back, and also the fact that I think Sarr is much better running into space. Well, like we saw with Wharton, then later on passing balls to him in that space, and obviously, you know, him also then passing to Munoz for that assist. I think. What was I saying? Oh yeah, what was I saying? And I think, because of like Sarr's obviously better running space, I think that left-sided 10 does tend to drop a bit deeper to then draw players in and free up that right-hand side for Sarr and Munoz to run into a bit more. But yeah, I think he came on and did well, especially considering he is supposed to be injured apparently. Like I think he came on and did well. Like I've been one of his biggest critics this season, so when he drops a good performance, I'll say he's done well. And obviously, yeah, again, quality ball on the free kick.
Yeah. One thing I want to say, I've noticed with Kamada, now when he does play in the 10 positions, beforehand he will drift a lot. I've noticed he's trying to really start holding his position a lot more, which was good because obviously when we did win the ball, we still had the three. We had Sarr, Kamada, and Mateta, and we could actually break. Like I said, just maybe the lapse of concentration with the control or the final pass prevented us from, building something concrete. But just having us just not drifting, if the 10s can stay very close to Mateta, I think we'll continue to create a lot more chances going forward.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Lizzie, any more comments? And we'll go into a combined 11.
Loads of comments. Boom. Earth Big Up says, JC, your Ray and nephew's working wonders on Mateta. JP. JP's made a great case for player of the season today. Dan, do you want to apologize after that?
No, I apologizing for nothing.
Okay, bye-bye. Everyone, big up. Tim's bigging up Dino here, says he didn't do an awful lot. I think one thing I do want to big up Henderson for was there was one time where I think there was an awful back pass to him and he took a touch and then Garnacho was right there. And instead of trying to do some nonsense woke scoop turn or trying to hoof the ball up the pitch, he just put it straight out of play. I do not mind that because
perfect, wasn't it?
Like if Garnacho wins the ball, there's a goal. So I really don't mind him doing that. It's a very smart decision from him. Big up Sean. Wharton looked well up for it when he came on. Apparently, people weren't too fond of Kamada's performance.
I thought first half, I thought he was decent. I mean, I think that left-sided role is just a bit of a cursed position at the moment.
Yeah, I do think that there were some times in the game where I think Kamada was a bit too too weak on the ball. I think the one time he went down and fell on the ball and rolled around a little bit, but the ref played on. Like, it is what it is, man. His part. The one thing with Kamada, if he had a good first touch, yeah. Because there was one time where he was going for a 50-50 of Ugarte. He got there first. If his
Yeah.
first touch nudged
But
the
the
ball
touch was
front-
heavy, yeah.
No. He needed a heavy touch. If his
He
touch,
didn't-
his
didn't get
touch,
it.
yeah, his touch was so rubbish that he sort of had to slow down to get the second touch in. So if he had a heavy first touch and would have gotten clear of Ugarte, he would have either one jumped over him and would have been through on goal, or he would have been taken out and it's a yellow. Was he on a second yellow, or was he not
No,
carded at that point?
He didn't book anyone, did he? Or no, only a couple of
Ugarte
people.
did get booked. Ugarte, Maguire,
Maguire got booked.
and Hughes.
Yeah, it wasn't many.
And
So
Bruno.
deserved it, didn't
Bruno got booked for dissent
And
in
Bruno.
our first goal, didn't he? Because he
That's
was
right, yeah.
adamant that one of our players was offside. Yeah, very mature play from Hendo there.
Yeah, I'm glad he smashed the ball out 100% because he took the touch and I thought, crap.
No,
Yeah, 'cause I do think if he swung his leg at it, it would have bounced off Garnacho and gone anywhere.
Yeah,
But just putting out a
Absolutely.
play, just reset, chill out.
no, 100%. Right, let's do these player ratings. It's nice to do it with a game like this because we know the scores are going to be very high.
All right, let's get rid of that. Okay.
Wait, say, Jay, wait, setting it up. Just say welcome to 56 people watching. I think that's fantastic, isn't it?
Oh, amazing. Thank you.
Thank you all, everyone.
100%. So we'll go Rich, myself, Chairman, Dan, and then we'll just keep repeating it. So Dean Henderson.
See, this is one of those weird ones, once again, with him that he didn't have much to do, but what he did well. Like the Bruno save, and I think the Ugarte one was a bit more of a difficult save because that's going through bodies.
It was a very good save, though, wasn't it?
It was a good save. Not another away clean sheet. I give him a 9. He made all the right decisions. He claimed crosses. Yeah, you know, he played well. Even though it was a quiet afternoon, he played well. I'll give him a 9.
I think the only thing that you can maybe criticize him was that time where Lacroix and him didn't really communicate. Lacroix could have headed it back to him.
Yeah.
And I think they had a shot off because of that. But, you know, that's fine.
But I think that was
TM.
because I think Henderson did call for it and Lacroix just headed it out anyway.
Yeah. Mitchell, I do think he had a very good defensive display. I think going forwards, trying to progress the ball, we just know Mitchell's not that kind of guy. Defensively, outstanding. I think he gave the ball away quite a few many times when he passing. I give him a 7. Chairman, Mark.
Mark is our Rolls Royce centre half, isn't he? Calm, collected, strong on the ball, composed. Everything he does is absolutely fantastic. Never flustered. He's got to get a 9 as well, I think. But it was absolutely fantastic.
Dan Maxence Lacroix.
I think he gets an 8. I think he was very good. Not quite as good as Mark, but I think he was very good.
Mm-hmm. Rich, the American, which has been playing very, very well. Streets are saying that our defense has improved since Chalobah left, but you know, what would you rate Chris Richards today?
I'm giving him this rating because we know how he normally is at right centre back. Today he was phenomenal. I don't care. I'm going to give him a 10.
Ooh,
I think he was brilliant. I know it's high, but I don't care. He was outstanding today. Garnacho, lock off. Bruno tried to get there, locked off. Dallo, locked off. Great game.
Daniel Munoz, I think he did have a good game today. His running, just staying on side, running in behind, like I think there was one time where Onana was mucking around with the ball, and our bloody right back's the one pressing the goalkeeper before our striker is. But you know, just running, constantly being an attacking threat. I think he actually defended pretty well today as well, which is something a little bit out of the ordinary for him. You know, the decision to pass across goal for Mateta's second goal as well was very mature as well, because
Yeah.
we've seen him shoot those before and shoot it wide and this and that. But I thought he had a great game, intercepting, strong, physical. He gets a 9 as well.
I've made an observation with Munoz as well. He's a bit more box clever with his defending now. Because if he sees that Richards has been dragged out of position, he doesn't defend like in a straight line. He will go and take that right centre back position just briefly and stuff, which is so much better because at least we keep shape. So yeah, he's definitely doing well.
100%. Chairman Jefferson Lerma.
Jefferson Lerma. Yeah, I want to give him. I think he sort of had a bit. He had a bit of an iffy first half, didn't he? I think got him to get in the second half. Shooting is very, very wayward. But obviously, I think the game sort of bypassing for a bit, but still I did okay. I'm going to give him a 7.
Dan, your favourite player, Will Hines.
Will Hines. I think he deserves an 8. I think he played very well. I feel like I can't put him in quite in the top categories, but I think he did have a good game.
Rich, Daichi Camardino.
He struggled as much as Sarr did, like first half. You know what? He would have got a 7 for me because I think his all-round game, especially defensively, was really good. Like he's working hard for the team. If he just sorted out his first touch, he could have either got a goal. Like I said, it might have been offside, but you just never know with VAR these days, you know. And there could have been better opportunities created. I'll give him a 6, but that's not for not wanting to try. Because I think he's such a selfless player. He is. You know, like I said, defensively, he was brilliant today.
Ismail Assar, his running and the second half performance, I think, makes him deserve an 8. Very calm. Some of the crosses he put into the box were incredible. Like, yes, the defending, you have to big up like Maguire and these man for the defending, because defending those crosses was really good, because some of them were absolutely on a dime. And the fact that he was just doing his job, running the channels, like really making a nuisance of himself, I think he had a very good game. And yes, dodgy touches, bad decisions in the first half makes him come down to an 8, but the second half was so good, he's getting an 8 just off of that performance alone. Chairman, the main man, JP Mateta.
JP, what can I say? 2 goals. Had a brilliant run in the first half. Maguire got so fed up with him, he just basically booted him up in the air and got booked for it, didn't he? He honestly, he gave their centre halves an absolute torrid afternoon. I thought it was absolutely fantastic start to finish, and you could hear him on the telly as well, screaming at the players to get forward at the end.
Yeah.
I've got to give him a 10, I'm sorry, but I thought it was fantastic from start to finish. Absolutely brilliant.
And then, obviously, there's talk with contracts with this guy. He's scoring so much. Is he getting to the realm of just give him whatever he wants now?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
I think we were there a few weeks ago, I can't lie, but this is just cementing it even more.
Just write the number on the check.
Yeah.
100%. Going onto the bench, Eze. First real contribution was that free kick. Chairman, what do you think?
Chairman just did Mateta.
I just did JP.
Oh, Dan.
I feel like I'm only giving 8s here. I mean, I think for what he came on, I think he contributed very, very well. I don't think he was better than Sarr. If it was a 7.5, I would say a 7.5. But it's 8 then.
Okay. Do you want to put him at the top of 7? Or
oh yeah, go on, and I'm happy with that. Yeah, go on. Top of 7. That's fine.
Rich, Nathaniel Klein come on after Mitchell sort of limped off.
I was very nervous, but he did well. But he wasn't on for like long. I'll give him a 5, but like I said, it's not because he did anything wrong. Yeah.
Adam Wharton, first touch and that reverse pass gets him a 7 instantly.
Yeah.
When he came on, I forgot how good he was. Because in
That
my
first pass,
head,
the way he opened up the pitch, like it was so good.
because in my head, whenever me and Dan are talking about players, I'm sitting there going, "Oh yeah, Adam Wharton's really good at progressing the ball," but I didn't remember him being so good defensively. But the fact he just stuck a leg out and just seemed to win everything he went for as well, and also his positioning, he gets at minimum a 7. Do you guys want to push it to an 8? But I think the fact that he just came on and almost instantly found a pass for someone into space. He was the guy putting the ball down the line for Sarr to run onto late on into the game and to burn some time. I'm so
For-
happy he's back.
I'd
For
be happy with
Ebbs
an
and
8, to be
Kamada,
honest.
for Ebbs and Kamada now, Water will be the difference in their performances
Oh,
going
definitely.
forward.
Absolutely.
They'll get the ball a lot quicker and a lot higher up the field.
Mhm.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Dan, you said
Definitely.
you're happy with an 8. Rich, are you happy with an
I'll
8?
be happy with an 8.
Yeah, he deserves it. He played very
And
well.
and I think as well,
Yeah.
like just building on what Rich was saying as well, like I think because teams know that maybe our left side is not too good, they don't read that they kind of pack the middle out. And obviously, okay, Hughes has played very well, and obviously Lerman's done a job when he's been there. But having someone like Wharton being able to break that middle down a lot better, where the difference is going to be incredible.
Well, we're probably going to
Basically,
see the return of Hughes Wharton again, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, we've got we don't play until Monday week as well. So that's a bit more time.
And I'm sure after that there's an international break coming up as well. So we're going to have quite a bit of rest coming up.
So
yeah. We've got Everton on that Sunday of that week. Or Saturday or Sunday that week, isn't it?
15th we play Everton.
That's all of a sudden it's become a tough game.
Yeah, it has.
Everton are flying.
I would give you Devaney, but he literally came on and then the game finished.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll let you and Dan agree on where to put Oliver Glasner.
Okay. Shall I go first, Dan? Or do you want to go first?
Go on then. There you go first.
Okay.
Go on then.
I thought 8 away games unbeaten, 4 clean sheets, going to Man United away and playing them off the park, especially second half. A solid performance, tactics spot on, substitution spot on.
Yeah.
It's only going to be double digits for me. 10 for me. Fantastic. Give this man what he needs to keep him. He's
Give
fast
him
becoming the best
whatever he
manager.
wants.
He's fast becoming the best manager we've ever had.
Give him Diouf, please.
What about you, Dan? What do you think?
Oh, that is what
I agree.
I'm dreading waking up tomorrow. In a sec. And I mean, even on that note, all these rumours coming out from Nixon that we've got 25 million to spend on a centre back. Wait, do we have money or not? Or is someone going and we don't know?
No one knows.
Put it this way: if we're spending that kind of money on centre back, just buy Diouf. If they want 20 for him, fine. Spend 20.
Give him the money.
I don't want
do not
Chilwell.
want to see Ben Chilwell. He's injury prone.
No, I'm not.
Oh,
Not really.
man.
But yeah, I just to re-echo about Oliver Glasner, 10 out of 10. Got everything spot on today. He's been under-equipped and he's given us, like at the moment, right, I looked at the form table. Last 4 games, we're 4th in the league. Last 6 games, we're 5th in the league. Last 8 games, we're 7th in the league. Last 10 games, we're 6th in the league. Last 12 games, we're 6th in the league. I mean, and also as well, that 8 games, the original record for our away game unbeaten streak was 6 games.
Was it really?
Is now 8. And that's including when we finish 3rd. That's including all of that. So yeah, hats off to him. For me, easily the best manager we've had that I've ever seen by a country mile, easily.
One more quick point on Glasner, actually. Don't forget, we're 12th now, 30 points. We're now 13 points in front of relegation, and we gave the whole league an 8-game head start. And we are where we are. And we're only, was it now, -2 goal difference, I think it is now?
Yeah, I think so.
Unbelievable. Absolutely fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And also as well, sorry, to say how much I love this guy even more. Like the fact that we played it's the way we played a certain way last season. Obviously, we were much more balanced in attack, but this season, obviously, he hasn't got necessarily what he wanted in terms of personnel. So
He's adapted.
Exactly.
He's
changed
adapted.
it. He's changed it. That's the thing. Like
He's so good.
He's, like I said, like he's made that left side drop a bit more to help the midfield and perhaps Mitchell a bit more. I recognise that Sarr is a much better runner than behind, so he's made it so that's kind of like interactive with that. Also, and like just the defenders don't defend not they say defend, but like the way that the defenders interact with the team as well, also very different. Like obviously last season we had Nathaniel Klein overlapping. This season we haven't seen any overlapping from defenders, and yeah, I mean, for me, he's an incredible manager, and we will do well to keep hold of him the next few years.
Sorry, JC. Can I just answer UK Pat's question, because I've probably seen him and you probably haven't. He's saying, without being rude,
Pat didn't even see Frank de Boer. I don't think he's that young.
No. But Koppel or Glasner, it's a bit different, because Koppel had a really fantastic side with two of the best strikers our club's ever had. But tactically, all he done was bang it forward and give it to them. That's all he did, really. It wasn't too much tactics. But Glasner has taken it's a good, very average players and made him good, and taken good players and made him brilliant, isn't he? And that's what he's done. I would say, for me, even though I saw some great times in Koppel, I see so much in Glasner. I really do, And the Premiership is such a harder place to play now than it was in 1990 when Koppel was there. And we finished third that year. But literally, when you've got two guys who can score 20 goals a season each, it doesn't matter what you do, does it? We won a lot of games 4-3, 5-3 that year. So defensively, we were pretty rubbish, but attacking brilliant. But Glasner's defence, I think I read somewhere that have we now got the best away defence in the league now? Maybe Dane can say that.
We have had the best away defense in the league, Chairman. We've had that for like three weeks now.
Yeah, amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, we've conceded 11 goals in 11 away games, and that's the lowest in the league.
Has that
by
put
far
us like joint top with Arsenal with set pieces as well now?
Oh, good question. Let's have a look.
Because we've got another set piece goal again today, isn't it?
I don't think. Was today our 23rd game or our 24th game?
24th.
24th.
Okay. Yeah. So we got one today, didn't we? So we would be joint second with Spurs, according to this. Arsenal on 8. So only one behind Arsenal.
Oh, okay. Well, we couldn't score a corner for a Todd.
200 corners without a goal.
Tim.
And now look.
Unbelievable. What a weekend. What a weekend. What a weekend. I'm happy I did write early on. I was like, justice for Richards. Come on. But look, I mean, let me give you some stats here. So 60% pass completion. It's still the area of his game that's by far the weakest. Only 15 of 25. But 4 of 6 aerial duels. 2 interceptions, 100% tackle rate, 5 tackles. I mean, he was brilliant. Somebody needs to issue a missing persons report for our Alejandro Garnacho, because I don't know where he was.
Empty the pockets.
Empty the pockets, because that was brilliant. He was terrific. I agree. I think it was his best performance by far in a Palace shirt, and I'm thrilled for him. But get this. How about some symmetry? Shall we have some symmetry? Coming into this weekend, the team on the South Coast got battered 7-0. Over the past 4 matches, Palace has scored 7 goals against Man United. And how many have they scored against us?
0.
0. That, my friends, is symmetry. That is beautiful. Probably because the Red Devils are pagans. But let's just
He learned that off this channel.
That's
he
true.
learned that from here.
That's true. I just thought you'd like that. But no, what a match. What a weekend.
Tim,
I mean,
now you've got a challenge.
Oh no.
You've got to find one of your work colleagues and call them a pagan, because they're not going to know what it means.
That's funny. That's funny. But no, great performance. And like you said, the challenge for tomorrow, and really for like the next press conference, is going to be how Glasner's going to answer questions about this transfer window, and he will be honest, and he's going to tell us whether or not he got what he was promised. He's going to tell us whether he's happy or he's not happy. So, I mean, Dougie, I don't know if Dougie's going to sleep tonight, but whatever you need to do, son, you got to do it. I mean, it's an important time because he is.
That says a lot.
You're so stupid.
That's brilliant. I love that. But wasn't it also great to see, like, after that first 15 minutes? Because I agree, Amorim tries something, it works for 15 minutes, Glasner corrects it, and then we were cooking from that point on. I mean, it was a sloppy first half, wayward passes, but I never felt, except for that first 15 minutes, I really never felt we were in serious danger in that match after that first 15 minutes. In that first 15 minutes, that was a little bit nervy. But after that was done and that was all locked down, I mean, I think we were only heading one way. And it wasn't, we certainly, I think we would have been hard done by if we had lost that game after figuring out what he was trying to do.
No, absolutely. Tyreek Mitchell, I know you're a massive advocate of him, and I don't want to have you pull your hair out.
Looked leggy today. He looked tired.
He did. He looked tired against Brentford as well. I feel sorry for him.
Me too.
We've got just over 24 hours. Is it going to be Ben Chilwell, Tim?
I mean, that's what it looks like. It's so hard, isn't it? Because transfers are always tougher than we think. But at some point, the club has to figure it out. And we have figured it out before. In the case of, I'm somewhat sympathetic to the club on Diouf for one reason and one reason only. You can't be, I mean, these are almost like terrorist rules. You cannot negotiate with a gun to your head. And that's what Prague is doing. They are doing to us what we did to Newcastle. And you can't negotiate that way. You cannot go for a backup left wing back and say, yeah, we'll pay 22 million for him. All I've seen is just the more than 20 million. You can't do that. You can't do that because it changes everything. And the reason, the longer term impact, all you have to do. So here's where I get to batter Brighton again. Listen to this. So they did not follow this rule. They did let themselves get bullied because they had more money. And so now they pay 25% more, 30% more. They always pay more now because everybody thinks they've got more money. You know what? I mean, fine. I'm happy to see that, but I don't want us to get into that position. So you can't do that. So is it Chilwell? I hope not. I hope not. The thing I don't understand, Rich, and JC, maybe you can explain it to me, is why is there no reporting whatsoever on Archie Brown? Like this channel, all across Palace social media, everybody has said this guy's a viable option. Okay, where is he? Where's that chatter? I don't understand it.
This is why I'm hoping there's a smoke screen because this Chilwell news. I was peed off yesterday.
All I'm saying is we've been saying I hope it's a smokescreen all month. and there hasn't
Yeah.
even been a single report on Archie Brown.
I don't know,
And
man.
It's just, we said that in the
understand.
summer, the January before that.
But BBC asked Glasner after the game about the transfers, and when they asked him on Friday, he said there's one, possibly two.
Yes.
And after the game, he said today there will definitely be one. That's it.
Definitely be one.
One.
I
Yeah.
hope that's not Chilwell.
I reckon it
Looking
will
like
be,
it, isn't
though.
it?
I think
Looking
that is
like it.
definite, isn't it?
Okay, if it's, I guess this is the only thing. If it's Chilwell, then I back him, and he's a backup. And if it's a straight loan, I hope we pay as little as possible. And then you go back. It's a Band-Aid. I think it's terrible. I don't like it. But all things equal, if I have to have that, if you put me on the spot and say, if I have to have that or overpaying for Diouf, I know it's going to be an unpopular opinion. I'd rather have that than overpay for Diouf, because once you open that Pandora's box, you cannot close it. You can't close it. So
I'm going to throw a devil's advocate for you, then.
Yep, go
Because
for it.
obviously we're trying to loan Chilwell, who we are claiming that could also cover at left centre back. Well, what if we did sign Diouf and Tariq Mitchell then became cover?
I mean, that would be interesting, right? Like that. I have thought about that. Like, is there a world in which Ty, who is a terrific defender, steps in as the left-sided center back? He could play it, right? No question. He doesn't have the same degree of physicality, but he's clearly an outstanding defender. So why not? I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't like. I just don't like where we've all obviously debated whether Glasner's the greatest ever manager. Obviously, Couples the other option, and he said this is what he wants, and once again we're lowballing.
Yeah,
it's just frustrating. Funny enough, Slavia Prague. What did they say they wanted?
They wanted
18
15
million
at the
pounds.
start.
15.
It was 15 first. Then it went to like 80 because I think like Liverpool were.
It's what we did with Newcastle.
We should have just paid the 15.
We would have paid the 15, and look, if the player like this, here's the other piece of this, Rich, that I don't think you can discount. Like, for example, had we get Daniel Munoz for 6.9 million pounds, the reason we got Daniel Munoz for 6.9 million pounds is as soon as he knew that Palace were coming in for him, he told Genk, he said, I'm on my way. You sell me or I'm done here. And he made a stink about it. He told the club he wanted to go, and he made it visibly clear. Diouf has obviously not done that. He's obviously not done that. Wharton was obviously amenable to coming to Palace. He knew it. He said it. He said it in his first interview. The experience we had with Elise, with Ebbs, that was very attractive to him. For whatever reason, Diouf has not gone to Prague and said, get me out of here. They want me. I want to go. That just hasn't happened, Rich. I mean, if it had happened, this deal would already be done.
Are Slavia Prague still in Europe?
They were.
They just got knocked out.
They got knocked out on Wednesday or whenever it was.
Okay.
Yeah,
they had their.
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
And
what Mitch just said right there, if you put that up on screen, they don't need the money. They don't need the money right now. They've sold two big players. They got a bunch of cash. They don't need to sell them. So it sucks, So you cannot. I mean, I don't like in this. I feel a little dirty backing the board on this one because I want players too, and yet I back the idea that you do not negotiate with a gun at your head. You just don't do it. That's what Man United does. That's what Spurs do. That's what a bunch of these big clubs that have a lot of money, and money always makes you stupid. When you have a lot of money and you get stupid, then you get taken. And so it sucks, man. I wish we'd done it's just unfortunate.
I think then what if I said maybe in my opinion, I think Diouf would come in and be a starting left back over Mitchell. Would it be too outrageous to think that we're investing in the future of this very young, very promising young player? Because yes, 20 million is too much, but if he comes
It's over
in,
5 years, isn't it?
yeah, if he comes in on a 5-year deal, and he comes into the team and he starts to really perform quickly,
Totally.
like what Michael Elise did, let's say,
Yep.
or because physically he's there already and he's already got European experience, so I don't see why he couldn't come into the team and do well. So would we be? Yes, we'd be paying a little bit more than what he's actually worth right now, but is it enough of a risk to maybe pay that little bit over to get him in there? Because in the summer, Liverpool are going to pay, I don't know, an extra 10 on top of what we'd pay now, and then they'd have him, and he could be outstanding for them and be, I don't know, the best left back in the Premier League next season.
Might happen. There is a way to do a deal that so you don't go and you pay like you don't set absolute pricing too high. You never do that, in my opinion, JC. But there is a situation where if you genuinely believe that, then you call their bluff. If that's what they believe and that's what they say it is, and you believe that too, say that's fine. I'll call your bluff on this. I'll pay your 15 and I will give you a 50% sell-on fee. I'll give you 50%. If you believe he's that great, back your guy. And when we sell him for 70 million pounds, you're going to get paid. So I would do that. I would absolutely do that. But you don't set the floor where you can't negotiate anymore. Because once you set the floor on an absolute price, you're screwed. You just can't do that anymore. But if you're in a negotiation and they're like, look, this is going to be the best left back you ever had. Great. You may be right. And if you're right, we will pay you a massive fee because we're going to sell him for 70 million pounds because we're going to develop him. Like, I mean, that's how I would do it, JC. You don't get caught in setting an absolute price too high. Because once you do that, ain't no going back.
But I mean, the reports are saying that the loan fee could be anything up to like £5 million. I don't know how true that is, but they're just rumors.
That is frustrating as all hell.
I mean, let's just say it's 3 even. Let's just we don't know. Let's say it's 3 million. For me personally, I would go to Southampton. Let's say Kyle Walker-Peters. Your contract's up in the summer.
Do it.
So,
do it now.
Just pay 5 million for him then instead.
Yeah.
Unless we get someone that could cover both sides.
Yeah, but again, he's got to want to come, and if you can only get these deals done if the player. I mean, in a way, it's very frustrating, and it's so antithetical to American sport. Like you get traded in the NFL, you get traded in Major League Baseball. You don't have any power unless you're a free agent. You don't have any power. In football, it's not like that at all. The player gets to decide. And it was. I mean, I don't want to laugh too much, but Spurs, was it Matthias Tell? From Bayern. Said, yeah, you may have agreed to a deal, but I ain't going to Spurs. Like, this is like
what's happening to Spurs is actually quite funny.
I mean, it's a little bit hilarious, but yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. You have to be able to convince the player. And to be fair, Dougie has been really, really good at doing that over the course of years.
It's easy to convince a player if you're sitting 12th for the table rather than sitting 18th, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Your position table will make it easier to make any bargaining tool.
Yep.
And then also, let's say it is an extra 3 million. Wouldn't you put the extra 3 million on top of our deal offer? Like,
I just would. If you start paying over 20 million for a backup left back,
I'll be honest with you. I think if we sign Diouf, I don't see it as a backup.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think he goes in over
I think he
Mitchell,
starts.
and
Yeah.
Mitchell becomes the backup,
Well,
especially in
you
this
are
formation.
signaling that if you, I mean, that would be if you're going to do it, you have told Ty his days are over in that position. So if you want to do that, and Glasner wants to do that, fair enough. But if you're going to make that play, then you are signaling that for sure.
Well, should we not also look at it in the sense where, for example, games against like Manchester City and stuff, won't play youth because Mitchell will be better defensively. But there's games against, like I said, the Brentfords who are stubborn, like they hold this low block. Mitchell's not cutting it against those teams. So maybe we could have him based on what per game.
Sure. But it's just, you know, you have to think, I mean, if you're a professional player and the club comes in, like, just, I know I want to see Jess come back and compete, but you have to think that the second that Jess saw on his phone that we signed Romain Esse, he started talking to people about, all right, should I see if they want to keep me here? Because Esse is going to take his spot. I mean, that had to be a thought in his mind. Certainly, there's no question about that. So if we signed Diouf, and let's say, Rich, you're right, and everybody who's talking about this, like Animal and everybody else, saying, look, we are signing him to be the starter after what a servant Tyreek Mitchell has been. That's brutal for that kid. That's the reality of football. I get it. That is reality, but that's a hell of a signal to a player that has been a tremendous servant to us. So,
But
I mean,
we've got positions cover for positions everywhere else except left back.
No, there's no question, but you're just making the point, Rich, that if your contention is, and if you want to pay like 22, 23 million for Diouf, then I think he's got to be a starter. And so if you're signaling that and you're Glasner and saying, yeah, we are here, you are here to start. And that's, you know, Ty, you are going to be the number 2 here. We're bringing this kid in. You're going to be the number 2. If you fight your way into becoming the number 1 again, great. That's a dressing room issue that Glasner will have to manage. That is very different from bringing in left wing back cover.
If it means that Glasner gets the attacking wing back he wants, I'm here for it, because Glasner himself has got plenty of chips in the back. Is that the term?
Sure.
Okay. Whatever the term
He's
is.
got plenty of credit. He's got plenty of credit in the bank.
Let's keep it as credit. Yeah. I don't think anyone should be questioning Glasner. I'm sorry.
No, and we don't know. We don't. I guess this is the thing. We don't know if Glasner has said, I want an option to replace Ty. What we've heard is we need cover. That's different. That's different. If it's cover, that's different. If it's replace Ty, okay. I get that that's football. Fair enough. We don't know if that's what Glasner wants, but if it is, then fair enough. I give him whatever he wants. If that's what he's decided, that's just a different conversation.
Can I ask, is Tyreek Mitchell's contract up this year?
No. He's out. No. He's out till 2027, I think.
Oh, that's nothing to do with it. Okay, fine. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the frustration really is that obviously we want a attacking left wing back, really, ideally, and
absolutely.
I think you know, we can talk about we talk about his just situation, but there's plenty of other left wing backs out there, and I think that's where the frustration is that there are, like, for example, I think it's Best went to
Best day
Freiburg,
went.
didn't he?
Yeah,
he went to Freiburg. Obviously, we've
8
just been
million
talking,
as well. Cheap.
Yeah, we've just been talking about Archie Brown as well.
Yep.
And obviously in the past, perhaps we haven't gone for people like Ola Aina, who's obviously doing very well now. So I think it's a frustrating situation where we do want a left wing back. It just so happens that the one that we are being linked to, who is a good player,
yep,
is perhaps just like a bit unavailable at the moment.
Yeah. I'm not, let me just be clear. I'm not against it. Like, I would love to see, I think it's very clear that Glasner's system is limited by Tyreek Mitchell. I mean, let's just be clear about that. I believe that too. Even though I love the kid, the system is limited by having an unbalanced attack. We're deadly through the right, and we are not toothless, but we ain't far off from toothless down the left, because Ty is he's not a wingback that can take on players. He doesn't take on a player and beat him, down the touchline. He's just not that guy. I would like to have a left wingback that could do that. I'm like everybody else in that regard. So
No, absolutely. Let's end on this question, because I think we'll talk more about it tomorrow in the deadline day stream. But as Chilwell does come in, is he really going to be sitting on the bench?
it's a good question.
So I've heard, right, these are all total rumors, so I don't know what is going on. But I was with my mate who is a Chelsea fan earlier, and he was telling me apparently Chelsea were going to pay a lot of his wages. So I don't know if that is true or not. I don't know. For me, my issue with Chilwell, I haven't got an issue with his ability or his positioning or anything like that. For me, it is just the wages and the potential injuries.
Well, the match fitness. I mean, clearly, he can't have match fitness right now.
No.
Well, if you look at Chilwell,
He hasn't played a game this season.
He's played 45 minutes this season.
Yeah.
Was that in the cup?
In the cup, yeah. He hasn't played a single minute of Premier League football this year.
Right.
He's been injured the whole time.
Also,
do you really think
he's going to... next question. Have it been injuries throughout, or has he been on the bench for any of them?
Let me...
Good question.
None, obviously, Cucurella's just starting left back anyway, so...
Let me check that for you.
You have to remember one thing as well.
45 minutes of football it was terrible.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair to Chilwell with Cucurella, I do think Maresca doesn't really play with...
Not even in the squad.
I think Maresca's kind of frozen him out a little bit, because Chilwell's not a Maresca kind of fullback.
He's part of that bomb squad, man. He's in that, whatever the bomb squad was, the Chalobah was in.
Yeah, so they basically done exactly what they did to Chalobah with him. So this season, he's only missed 2 games through injury, and that was only for him being ill. So he's been fine the whole time, but he just hasn't played any Premier League football. I still, for me,
just a little bit better.
For me, I still wouldn't trust it though, because he's been out of the game for so long. For the whole season, you really think he's going to come in that big wages and instantly start playing to a good level? I don't think so.
Especially the GLASNER system?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
I think all of that is right. I also, just like I said...
hamstring issues, and we know what hamstrings are like at Palace.
Right. Yeah. All of that plus, I'm going to take the other side of my earlier argument, right?
Oh.
Like
Chairman tried to kill Tim. Look, what? You like Chilwell?
You don't, like I said before, like you don't negotiate with a gun to your head. I mean, Chelsea is like negotiating with terrorists. Can't do this.
Whoa.
What are we doing negotiating with these guys again?
I don't know why we're helping them out, because all they're doing is putting Chilwell on the transfer market by having him play for us. We should just be like, screw you.
I mean, we need to be done. We really do need to be. We should just admit that we had some benefit from the Chelsea relationship, but it's over. Like that needs to be done.
Absolutely.
The only issue is they've got so many players there that it's just easy to pick one of them, because not all of them are going to play.
Yeah.
But
We've got history, haven't we, of turning underperforming Chelsea players into England players, haven't we?
That's a fact. That's a fact. And what have we gotten for that? I mean,
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I mean, it's the most frustrating thing, Chairman. I was on the athletic boards and I said something exactly like that. And one of these Chelsea numbnuts had the, gall to say to me, you get a player without having to, pay a transfer fee. Please be grateful. Please be grateful. How about you be grateful, that we're turning your players into England internationals? Get out of here. I mean, what kind of noise is this?
No, absolutely. Guys, let's leave it there. I think we'll have more to rant about tomorrow come 11 p.m. if we're not.
Let's hope not.
In the
Let's hope we
window.
have some things to celebrate.
I'll be asleep in bed by then, thank God.
So yeah, tomorrow we'll have our deadline day stream. Please correct me if I'm wrong, JC. We're going live from 10:30, right?
10:30, so we'll be live
Yeah.
for 30 minutes before the window closes, and then however long after that we can chat nonsense for, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's a nice, lovely evening time for you, Tim.
There you go.
Or
I mean,
mid-afternoon.
I hope I'm gonna try to be around. There's a chance that I won't be, but I'm planning on it. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully we have some. Hopefully we have something to celebrate.
Yeah, hopefully so. Tuesday, Tim's been very kind enough to obviously join us to discuss, and it'll be very interesting to see how tomorrow's window ends, because that would then fuel the discussion regarding PSR and GLASNER possibly walking and stuff like that. So we have a conversation with that on Tuesday. We've also got someone else joining us on that stream as well. So you know what we might as well say, because you might have questions for it. Bobby Manzi will be joining us.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Bobby Manzi will be joining us. So if you have got questions for him, I messaged him yesterday and he was like, yeah, sure, I can come on and stuff. So that we're looking forward to that. So that'll be Tuesday. Wednesday's the Doncaster Tactical. Initially, Thursday was going to be the preview. However, the Doncaster fan, Aaron Chow, if I don't know if you lot remember him from previous, he can only do the weekend, so we might revisit that. We're not playing until Monday anyway, so I guess we can switch things around. Is that it? Anything else? Anything I've missed? No. Happy days. Right, guys. Match of the Day 2 is on in about an hour and 15 minutes. I'm going to watch Manchester United YouTube channels. The works. I'm going to watch Palace TV.
Goldbridge. Watch the Goldbridge meltdown, Rich. Watch the Goldbridge meltdown.
Which one? There was like 3 of them. I'm looking out for Saeed's one, personally.
Oh, yes. Saeed's ones are legendary. I've already watched his rant. His post-match rant.
I need to find it.
It's brilliant. To be fair, there are some channels that do clips of all the big YouTubers and stuff, so I'll go watch that too. Amazing away win again. Another 2-0 away win, guys. And I guess we might have to ask the Premier League if we could play all our games away from home. JC, Dan, Chairman, Tim, pleasure as always. I'm gonna make sure I click the button this time. Up the Palace.
Up the Palace.
And we play you every
week.
Oh, we're still live.